Hey Noel, how are you doing?
Hey Bethany, I'm well. Yourself?
I'm doing good. So first of all, just congratulations on all that you've accomplished so far. I know you're getting ready for a really big wrestling meet coming up, but we'll get to that in a second. But just how are you doing? How's your training going? How is life right now?
Thank you, first of all. Everything's going pretty smooth. Training's going well, and like you said, have my trials coming up this Friday, so I'm just ready for that.
Coming to you from the MIAA office here in Kansas City. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay, so that's kind of where
Yep.
you've been doing most of your training and everything?
Yeah, this is where I live now. Train
Okay.
here at OSU, so
Awesome. You were able to capture Newman's first NCAA Wrestling National Championship, actually the first NCAA championship for all sports. They did have a few prior, but that was when they were in the NAIA. And
yeah.
so, to be the first national champion from Newman and to achieve something like that, take us back to that moment back in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of far from now, right? But it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, being the first national champ, I set out that goal to go be that, and I did it. So that was really fulfilling, and to have that under my name, to always be that first one for Newman will be a lifelong memory. So it's awesome.
It's kind of a unique situation right now. I don't think that I've ever been able to do an interview with somebody that I actually kind of watched grow up too. We were in the same class in high school, and so I got to
Yeah.
see your high school wrestling career as well. But just looking back to like your senior year, and I know you just mentioned you had set out for that goal. When did you set that goal, and when did becoming a national champion really become a reality for you?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Newman and I played soccer as well. So my freshman year, I played soccer and I wrestled, and I did that just because I really didn't know what I wanted to do, right? So I loved both of the sports, and you know, um, I just the aspect of it's up to you and wrestling. That's what made me lean towards wrestling. So I chose that path, and then I kept going. That goal really didn't hit my mind until my redshirt year, which was my senior year, and I had a couple injuries. I recovered, and then I was on the mat daily, and I started building that confidence and that self belief, saying like, hey, I can be one of those guys. Watching the top guys wrestle and just believing in yourself. And once I did that, I that's when it really became reality.
I know you said it seemed like it was kind of far away back in 2018 when you won that national championship, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you kind of remember, the match, and you were tied 1-1 after trading escapes, and then avoided a takedown and ended up with a takedown of your own to win that 3-1. Wrestling's kind of a sport where the tide can change really quickly, so just
Yeah.
kind of describe what that match was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a match about positionings. The whole match was, who was going to make that mistake. And I captured, he took a shot, and it was like a 30-second scramble, and I came out on top. So there's around like 45 seconds left of the match. We went out of bounds, and I just saw how much time was left, and I made up my mind, I'm riding this guy and going to take it home. So yeah, I still remember. It was pretty awesome.
What did your coach say to you after that?
They were just both really happy, and I think everyone was like, we did it. It wasn't, didn't really say much. They were just happy and proud for me.
So after that, you were awarded several other, nice accolades. You were the Greater Wichita Area Athlete of the Year, Male Athlete of the Year. You're also an academic All-American. And so, to see that success not only on the wrestling mat, but in the classroom as well, how important is that?
Oh, it's really important. I mean, we go to school for our academics first, right? So, our coaches made sure academics become our first. So I think it just all ties together. If you do really good in academics, and you have that discipline, you can be disciplined as well in your sport. So it just all comes together.
Now you're looking forward and setting your sights on the Olympic trials, and I know that's just a few days away, so kind of talk about how that started and how you were able to transition from college to basically pro wrestling.
Yeah, so I took a year off, right? I coached at Newman for that year and worked full time, but I still felt like I had that desire and that drive to keep competing, and that was the next level, right? Is a senior level, international level. So, the transition's been all right. There's a lot to learn. There's a big learning curve, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. It's still wrestling, so you just got to go out there and wrestle. My trials is this Friday. I'm just ready to go out and scrap, really. I win that. I'm on the Mexican national team, and then next from there is go qualify the actual spot for the Olympics.
Talk about your training sessions right now when you're not really with a team like you were at Newman and don't have guys around you all the time. How do your training sessions work?
Yeah, it's different because college it's really structured, right? You still have coaches and they tell you when to practice. Here I'm part of the RTC program, and we still get together as a team. There's a couple of guys here, and we're also allowed to wrestle with the college team, so we go to their practices. It's a little different, but it's still the same. We still meet up, and the training is just on a whole nother level, way harder, so it's good though.
Now that you are really at this moment where you have this huge match coming up on Friday, what is going through your head? What is your mindset and your mentality like?
I think it's the same from every tournament. I try to save the emotions for the actual event, not get too excited or too overwhelmed. It is a bigger event, but just it's the same thing. Your training comes from the actual room, so if you prepared right, your mentality is going to be go out there and get your hand raised. Do whatever you have to do to get your hand raised. So I think that's where I'm at. I'll get excited once the day comes. Right now, I'm just I'm relaxed and I feel good.
Newman's one of 4 schools in the MIAA to have collegiate wrestling. How would you say that the level of competitiveness in the MIAA has prepared you for this?
Yeah, MIAA is one of the best conferences as Division II. So, this is Newman's actual first year in it, I believe. Mm-hmm. But wrestling-wise, we've been in it since I've been there.
Yeah.
So, it's always been tough. It's been a tough conference. There's been really good wrestlers at my weight come out of the MIAA, and I think it's prepared me just mentality-wise. You have to be ready every match because you got someone tough.
Yeah, you talked a little bit earlier about the importance of academics. You actually have 2 degrees from Newman, right? Your undergrad and your master's degree. That's kind of something that in Division II is important, life in the balance. And how were you able to handle everything going on? Like you said, you had school, you had winning a national championship on the side, no big deal. But how did you do all of it?
It was challenging, but I think just being disciplined, right? Like my actual senior year, I was working at Coke Industries in my master's program and wrestling, so there's no time for any slack or any messing around. So just being super disciplined with myself and making certain time for homework, certain time to train, certain time to go work. That's how I did it. I can't say it was fun, but I did it. I got it done. It was pretty cool.
You say you can't say it was fun, maybe not all the time, but when your hand was raised as a national champion there in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, winning the national championship, was it worth it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll do it again if I have to.
I see you have a KC little bag back there.
Oh
So are
yeah.
you rooting for the Chiefs this Sunday in the
Uh,
Super
uh,
Bowl?
all day, go Chiefs.
Do you have any idols, whether that be in wrestling or just in life in general?
Yeah, I think in every aspect I have a couple. I mean, wrestling, um, the biggest name, right? One of the biggest names in best American and international wrestler, John Smith. And I'm very blessed and privileged to have him as a coach here. So that's huge for me. I get to, see how he talks to the guys, how they train. Um, just working with him and everything. That's a big deal because he's accomplished so much. He's a two-time Olympic champ, four-time world champ, and just to be around him is a great honor. And my parents as well are one of my idols. My dad, hardworking guy. Mom, big heart, everything. So my parents, and then, I mean, yeah, as big celebrities, really no one like I idolize, but with the recent tragedy that just happened, so Kobe Bryant, he's always been one of those guys that you look up to because of their mentality and work ethic.
Yeah. I know it's kind of hard to compare that when you're a wrestler and he's an NBA player, but it's been amazing to see the impact that he had across all sports and all platforms.
Yeah.
I kind of see a little bit of him in you, just in high school. I know how dedicated you were, and just his mentality really syncs up to I think what you wanted to accomplish as well. So
yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Is there any thing that you want to be remembered for at Newman, and what kind of legacy do you think you left for future wrestlers there?
I don't know about the first question, but legacy-wise, I mean, just that it can be done, right? The younger guys or anyone, it could be done. Like, I wasn't supposed to win it. I wasn't supposed to be there. Newman is growing, but we're still not as a strong program wrestling-wise, and it keeps growing, keeps getting better every year. But I wasn't supposed to win it, so hope I showed the younger generation that if they set out and align all their goals and work hard for it, have the right people around you, it can be done.
So now that you're not in school and having to work at Coke Industries, what do you do in your free time when you're not training?
I like to read a lot. So I read, I watch a lot of technique videos. So anything that really helps me improve in different aspects of the sport.
When do you head down for your match?
I leave tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yep.
How excited are you?
Right now I'm not excited, but I know once Friday hits, I'll be anxious to hit the mats and scrap it up.
I know that you will represent Newman well, the MIAA well, and yourself well, and just really excited for you and the opportunity that you have in front of you.
No, yeah, I'm excited as well. I'm very blessed to be in this position. Not everyone gets to just wrestle full time and train to reach their goals. So I just want to thank Newman, MIAA, everyone that's helped me get here to this point. So thanks for having me.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Okay, well, best of luck on Friday. We will definitely be keeping a close eye on how that match goes and hoping you get to continue wrestling this year, and good luck.
Thank you.